All right, I'm gonna take us over here. So what I'm doing is the beginnings and the intro of the in-hand work from a French classical dressage perspective. They start with a crossing over in the hind legs to start building different turn in the haunches, turn in the forehand, and half pass, haunches in, haunches left, haunches right, that kind of thing. So one of the things that helps do is strengthen the hind end muscles at stepping in, stepping out, stepping across, and stepping underneath. So they end up having to lift in their back and engage through that to do that. Knowing that he is kissing spine positive, knowing that that has probably started the limitations on his performance, it's something that I want to start addressing. So we're going to work on the French classical side as well as eventually adding in an equicore band system. The French classical stuff is easier accessibly because all I need is a literal whip and I tap, tap, tap until he moves his legs in the right order. So the next part of this, so that was what's called the crossing over step. What he has to do is take that inside hind leg and step it in front of and towards the opposite side of the other hind leg. So basically left hind has to cross in front of the right hind when stepping towards the right, and right hind has to cross in front of the left hind when stepping towards the left. We're going to take that step and then work that towards some shoulders in, which will mobilize the shoulders, the hyoid apparatus, and the jaw, and also still those hind legs. So it really does work everything in the body. It's impressive that they came up with this system so long ago, well before we had a modern understanding of biomechanics. And we're going to use that in hand along a rail. So I'm going to relocate us over here, and I'm going to basically have him do a shoulder fore along the rail where he is stepping out with the outside foreleg and basically abducting that direction and then adducting the other direction, like from the other half of his body. And then we reverse it and do it a few times. Today, I'm just going to ask him for a few steps. So I'm going to go grab him, walk him over here so that we can start asking this stuff along the rail. I will then do some in-hand work again, sending around some of those cones, changing directions, things like that. And we will get basically to start gymnasticizing his body so that he is well established from a fitness perspective, and then also from a mental perspective. He has a lot of buttons you can use to de-escalate his brain. As you can tell right now, that's super necessary because he's just like chilling. And you can't see this from here. I guess maybe now that I've zoomed in you can, but like Julia's training out horses. So for him to just be standing here while horses are getting turned out in the field that he's standing in, basically, I mean, I like this guy a lot. He's got a great brain on him. So I'm so glad to see that this is the brain that you guys probably knew of him when he was being worked prior to kind of post-accident injury life. So, alrighty, onward to the French classical stuff. We're gonna hang out on the fence line. It's gonna be fun. And I will, okay, so we can see from approximately P, which is that letter, to the end of the grid trailer. So cool, I'll try and keep it in view. All right, friends, you ready? Okay, so what we were just doing was the counter shoulders in, where his haunches are towards the inside and he has inside flexion basically. So he gets to have that stepping under, stepping under, stepping over, stepping under, stepping over, stepping under feeling. You switch sides, do it again, and you use the rail to help drive straightness. So we did a little bit of the back into the forward, so we want to preserve essentially getting a really square and strong backup step so that they have to rock back up through those withers and really lift through those back muscles. And I'll give you some closer video of him. So as you're getting that really strong lifting through the back as they're doing their backup, you're developing future more sit, you're developing more lift through those thoracic muscles, and alleviating some stress in that forehand. Then, now what I'm gonna do is gonna switch out from my whip to my rope. We're gonna just kind of play around those cones for a minute of sending and turning and sending and turning and sending and turning, where I maybe develop some trot work and see what we get. Cool, we're gonna come back over here. You can't see this, but, oh no, maybe you can. Eli, one of the horses, just came bolting out of his stall really kind of excitedly, and, you know, Kane just stood there. Good job, Kane. job, my friend. Oh no. Bravo. Bravo. You are such a smart boy. You are such a smart boy. I know. I got the rope. Got the thing. Back. You stay here for a minute. Oh, that was so cool. So he actually fully trotted the figure 8 today when the first turn was to the left. To the right, he still broke in that trot step a couple times. I think that right hind's a little more sore than the left hind. Oh, I'm so happy with him. He is so smart. So he is really starting to accept pressure on both sides of the body and yielding away on the forehand. And so I'm really trying to explain to him that when I sling that rope and that like stick at the forehand, I need him to step away from me. So my goal is eventually to just basically have him figure 8 and serpentine around those cones, which I have no doubt that he'll be able to figure out quickly as soon as his body is happy with letting him do that, which, I mean, day 1 of introducing the exercise is not exactly the standard expectation. So I am in no way, shape, or form expecting that. It might literally be by Wednesday of next week, who knows. But what a rock star. What a rock star. Love this horse. Really, really love him. So we are gonna just head for the exit and call it a day. Cool stuff.